Alright, StreamYard, anytime would be great. Oh, we're live now? Awesome. What is going on, everyone? It is Friday. We're going to have an awesome show tonight. Make sure you just hang out, have a good time, and ask me anything. It's Friday. Had a long week, and hey, every day doing something fun. But hey, you know what? Staying busy, having fun. So without further ado, let's kick off the intro. Everyone take your seat, get your drink, and let's kick this thing off. I'll see you guys in a second. Four, three, two, one, and action! Come on, camera, turn on over. There we go. What's going on, everyone? It is Friday, and this is the Late Night Show Friday, where we just kick back, have some fun, talk about car audio, side jag a little bit more often on this show, just because this is what it's for. Just to hang out with your car audio buddies, and come to say hello. Man, did I have a crazy week? And I like to talk a little bit about it, but not go too crazy. As always, we like to bounce from subject to subject. I got a lot of sleep in, so I feel a little weird. You know, it's like I slept more than 8 hours, and now I'm like, I'm like kind of like, you know, and we didn't have the Rolling Thunder show, so I'm like, really, I'm looking like, I don't even know. Looking like Tom Brady without playing the preseason, man. It's not good. What's going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in. The longest intro in show business. You know what? I cannot take that. Base Wars got me by like 24 minutes. Like they have a almost a half an hour intro, and I think it's a little bit too long, but as long as you know that the intro is going to be that long and it's okay, and you want to see your build featured, which they have all these shows all across the country, so why not feature the builds? But no, I do not have the longest. And Kicker was a little bit longer, 15 minutes. I think 3 is a good solid number where it gives the people that may not look at their notifications right away time to jump on so they don't miss the beginning to end if that's what they want to do. So hey, appreciate it though, man. You know, it's not a 30-second intro. I know a lot of live shows are, or they just go right into it in the green room like Rob and Dean. It's so funny. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It is not time to name your channel, Dub. I don't know what you're talking about, but if you look on the top left there's Dub's artwork right there. There we go. That's your shout out. You got that. Thanks for tuning in, Dub team. I appreciate you, buddy. We got Frank. What is going on, Frank? Thank you as well for tuning in to all the Kicker shows and all the live podcasts, man. Appreciate that you're here tonight. Let's see. I had a question earlier I was going to throw up, and I think that actually was from Speedway Audio 3, which I'm going to throw up in a second. If you guys got any questions about your build or car audio in general, drop them down below, and I'll try to do the best I can to answer them. Mr. Hi-Fi Vega himself, what is going on, buddy? Thank you for tuning in. I'm sorry I missed your show last night. Rode the motorcycle to the job site since it was a half hour away, and we weren't cleaning ceiling tiles, so cleaning coolers. It's not technically our definition, but kind of hard to listen to music when you're talking with somebody cleaning out a cooler. So I missed your show. Sorry about that, bud. But thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, and grab some Hi-Fi Vega merch. I just picked some up last night, and I'll show you guys when I get it. I don't want to spoil too many surprises. But Vega, thank you so much for everything you do for me and you do for the community, and thank you for tuning in, buddy. Appreciate that you're here. We got Blake. Blake just rolling over from the MBE show. I actually got to watch a little bit of the MBE show. I was Netflixing, not gonna lie. I was watching The Watcher. The Watcher? Yeah, The Watcher on Netflix. We already started binging 3 episodes. It's good. But I watched about beginning and then towards the tail end right before I came up here and got ready. I like to watch his show when I can because I'm usually live streaming with Scott and Casey every Friday. So, hey, it's all good, man. Appreciate that you guys are here. What's going on, Blake? Again, thanks for tuning in, man. Yes, the Hi-Fi Vizzle is here. What is going on, Bubba? Thank you for tuning in, man. Dave Wood. What's going on, man? Appreciate that you're here. Thank you for tuning in. Super chats are working again. You know what, SJC? That is it. If I don't maximize the window on the Google Chrome, super chats work. We're 3 for 3. But why is that? That doesn't make any sense. It makes no darn sense. But El Fuego, thank you for the super chat, buddy. $10 super chat. Can you fit 4 Solo X15s underneath the back seat of a truck for added bass? Asking for a friend who needs a lot of help. And you know what? There are a lot of people like that where they want to, cram a bunch of woofers into a tight space. Could you do it? Probably not. I mean, mounting depth might just be the main issue. The subs are going to be a little bit too big. But have you ever seen those handicap vans where they have like a drop down section for all the machine working stuff, for the ramp, so it can do all that stuff? It's a handicap van. They got its lowered bottom. In that case, you might be able to do it. In your standard pickup truck, I'm gonna say no, without cutting some holes and welding something. Appreciate your super chat, man. Thank you for always tuning in, supporting all the hobbyists, all the YouTubers, all the stuff like that, man. I know you've been around since day one, man. We appreciate you, and that needs to be known. Thank you so much, El Fuego. Appreciate you, and I hope that your amp dyno and everything's coming along together better than mine, because mine's at a standstill right now. Just been a lot going on, man, just in everyday life with other hobbies, the motorcycle stuff, and man, we got what is it called? Trick-or-treating thing with my grandmother's old age home on Saturday. Then me and Kayla are going to get some professional photos done on Sunday, and then Steelers right after that, and then it's back to work, Monday grind. And before I go to work Monday, I got to get tires put on the Pilot. It's just every day, man. It's crazy, but one step at a time, man. It's going to be worth the wait. That's the point of it. Thank you, guys. All right, cool. Let me scroll down here. Let me know if my voice sounds okay. Last week I used an extra compressor, and I kind of didn't like it. It sounded, quote, better, but I didn't like the high end. You could hear my S's. They were a little bit more pronounced than usual. Vega says, I like watching MBE videos. It's like I'm at a car audio church. Absolutely, man. You know, and that's the different vibe you get from every different YouTube streamer and car audio, or, you know, streamer in general. You know, I pick up a few things here and there from other podcasters, streamers, YouTubers. I mean, chameleon, if you could call it that. I start picking up things. I start saying, yo, 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 and then Blake's yelling at me for copyright for you, Veg. I'm sorry, man. That's my personality. Hey, you know what? The best form of flattery is imitation, man. You know, and that's just how it goes. But you know what? I do like the MBE show, and it's a cool place just to hang out, just like all these podcasts that we do. You know, we take a lot of the stuff for granted, you know. Yeah, I'm sure we get paid. Obviously, I do. And I support you guys, and I thank you guys. But, you know, it's just we take a lot of these things for granted, money or not, because it's a lot to do this stuff. Rob, you know more than anybody here. You've been streaming for a very long time, the 12-volt talk. I know the 14 guys are out there too, but listen, the 12-volt talk was OG for the podcasting in my eyes, and you know more than anybody. It's tough to do. But we support everybody that does this kind of stuff because it's cool just to sit back with other people that do what we do and have a good time. I hear Bryson in the bedroom. Hi, Mr. B. I hear ya. Mr. Double E100, what's going on, buddy? Thank you for tuning in. Good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's crazy how you wake up and we're all rearing ready to go live on these podcasts, and the next thing you know, we're going to bed and it's the middle of the day for you, man. It's crazy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate your support and helping me out with the Discord, buddy. I need you guys. I am not a professional at that. El Fuego is always making it rain 100%. Hi, Mr. B. I am live. Dub Team, what is up? Hi-Fi sells more than Big Threes? Oh, yeah. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Anything you need, he got you. Okay, let me throw up this one comment here. Oh, you know what? It didn't save. That's weird. It was something about line drivers. And I like the idea of a line driver as long as you know what you're doing with how much input your amplifier can take. Running kicker amplifiers, it makes it really, really easy because they take a lot of high voltage, low level input and high level input stuff. I mean, obviously anything high level input, that's high voltage, but just how they work with at the RCA level. And it makes it a lot easier to get a line driver as, you know, the preamp of your amplifier. Instead of just running RCAs off the back of the head unit at real low voltage, you can get a better signal with, it's not going to make you louder, it's not going to whatever, but it's just going to give you a better ground floor or noise floor, where if your signal's good and then you're just comparing the two, it's easier to amplify something that's at a higher voltage to a voltage that's maybe double that, compared to multiplying it times 40. You know, it's just how kind of things work at the end of the day. It's not like one way is absolutely better, but one way could be better. And if you want to do the extra steps to get better quality out of your, you know, source, line drivers are the way to go, man. I use that with the quad box, and it has a key 200.4 as a line driver. I kind of just, you know, instead of throwing away the key, but I needed a little bit of DSP, but instead of just skipping that entirely and just running high level into the CX amp, I'm just using the key 200.4 as a line driver, you know, and use it hooked up to a Kissel, like literally the speaker wires. Instead of going to a speaker, it goes to RCAs and then to that amp. And that amp can take up to 40 volts, pre-out 400 watts. I mean, any 4-channel you throw on it, you'll be perfectly fine. Appreciate you guys. You know, I want to hear your guys' questions. John's America, I hope you're doing good, man. Been a long time. Yeah, way too many kickers in the background. I need more, I think. Just a few more, and we'll be good. I mean, I think an L7X back here would be pretty cool. You know, maybe swap the old guy out and put another one there, but it would have to be a spare because that is a glass table sitting back there. It's not going to hold a whole 18. Hey, appreciate you tuning in, though, man. I know I got the YouTube sitting over here in case the super chats ain't working, but man, we're 3 for 3, and man, I think we've hurled the super chat problem, and I'm crossing my fingers and I'm knocking on wood because randomly it'll just go away, but I'm just doing the same thing every time and they're working every time. Why mess with it? You know, it's it's rigged. It's rigged, but it's working. And that's the story of my life, you know? It's a lot of things. Let me scroll down here. Mount 30 3-inch subs from Tang should fit. I've seen a lot of speaker systems where they have like real small ones and just millions of them. It's crazy. I'm sure we've all seen the meme too, where the guy has like literally his whole dashboard full of tweeters. It's crazy. Let me take a sip here. Vega's got the amp kits too. Yes, he does. You know, Vega is the wire god, if you want to call him that, man. Uh-oh. Deviant has arrived. I guess we can start the stream now. What's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in. I haven't been on the Discords that much. I'm barely on mine. You know, I've just been busy every day, you know, and it's like I seen my buddy Seth at work, and he's like, hey, did you do this? And I'm like, dude, I literally left. So I left last night from work, went to bed, woke up 2 hours later, rode motorcycles all day, and then went home, ate dinner, and now I'm back here at work. I had no time to do anything, you know. That's just kind of how it's been. Today, I just relaxed and did nothing, man, you know, and just being on the Discord, it's hard because I don't want to just say hi and then leave, because, like, that does happen. But, you know, I just don't want to do that all the time, you know, just because I want to be able to talk to you guys. But you guys have crazy conversations on both of them. I'm always looking. Always looking. And then there's 25 saying the devil has arrived. I mean, you could take it. Take it either way, man. All right, Ronco160, what is up, man? Thank you for tuning in. I know you probably just popped over from the MBE podcast. Appreciate you tuning in. Another OG. Jeff, what is up, man? I appreciate you sharing my stuff all the time into the Kicker Club and on your groups and stuff like that, man. We need more people like you, just so that the word gets spread. Thank you for tuning in. Let me scroll down. Congratulations to both you and yourself. Vroom, vroom, baby. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, me and Kayla, with that motorcycle school, it wasn't the MSF course, it was the MS... See, it was something different. I guess MSF is actually easier and it's less detailed. The one that we took was like a higher, you know, more in-depth, like, class, and the testing was harder, and I'm like, Kayla, you signed us up for the wrong one. And when we were at that motorcycle thing, like, okay, I was the most experienced driver out of everyone, and I was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna pass. They're complaining about this with me, and I'm like, I get it, there's things to learn, but I'm like, man, I don't know if we're gonna pass this. Like, I feel like I'm not gonna pass. And we all did good. There was only 2 that failed, and, you know, I was really surprised because some of us were hitting cones and just... Bryson, I'm a little busy. Long story short, me and Kayla got our licenses, and it was a good time, you know. It was at least time that we could hang out together and, you know... Hold on, my son's going crazy. Bryson! Thank you, Baba. I see your super chat. I need to text Kayla to get him because he's driving me crazy. Appreciate you guys. But it was fun, and thank you, Jeff, for the congratulations, man. You know, I was just happy that we were able to do that because you get lower insurance, and man, it just, you know, it was like kind of teaching an old dog tricks to me, you know, and I'm like, my body wants to do this, and hey, hold on. Okay. I can't multitask. I don't know how I drummed and do this stuff, man. I cannot multitask at all. But yeah, it was fun. It really was, and it was an experience like no other, man. I wish I wasn't... really wanted to talk about that with you guys. But Baba, thank you so much, man. Super chat, chickadee check. Hit the thumbs up and support your boy, Andy. Thank you, Baba, for your $20 super chat. Always appreciate you, man. You are a big baller when it comes to super chats on all the podcasts, all the live streams, man. And I just, you know, I wish you would have came forward earlier, you know, just because you're an awesome person. You go on the live shows with Rob on the Patreon only podcast, and even the Discord, Pebbles Peeps, or whatever have you, or Andy's Extras. You know, you want to be part of this community, and man, just it's awesome to have you, man. It really is. And we need to get you some L7s in your truck. I love Alpine Type Rs. I had 210s. I used to call them my little monsters, and I loved them, you know, and that was back in the day, and I had 2 of them ran with an L712, you know, yes. I had 2 10s and a 12, but they were all in a sealed box and all firing one way, and it kind of worked, you know. Was it ideal? Not really. But, you know, by themselves, the 10s, that's why I called them the little monsters, man. I had them by themselves in a ported box, and it got down in my Eclipse. It really did. I just, you know, it's just, with the L7s, I feel like you're going to get a little bit more displacement out of them because they kind of are apples and apples with the Type R series, you know, and just like the power handling and stuff. And it just, you just have a bigger cone. So at the end of the day, you're just going to get a little bit more output. Now, just like everything, is you know, one thing all you want, just output or whatever the case may be. But we'll get you straight, Bubba. We'll get you there. Appreciate you guys tuning in and super chats to support, man. You guys are awesome. I like these Friday shows because I can just talk about whatever and pull up your guys' chats. And hey, if we go down a rabbit hole, we go down it. Deviant for life. Shout out to Dub Team for making the 14.4 Talk Discord looking dope. Enough to have our own vinyl decals now. I seen that. I need one. I've seen the memes. I've seen the memes, Deviant. I'm liking them. I'm liking them. I need the decals. I need them. You know me, man. You see how many stickers I have in my car? Devin Dizzle, what is going on, buddy? What's up, brother? Sorry I haven't been on much lately. Family needs, but I'm all good now. Hey, it happens, man. You know, if I could take a break from this and not kill the algorithm and not make you guys go crazy. Where's Andy? Where's Andy? I would take a little bit of a longer break too, but I can't. You know, this is what comes with this stuff. But I do enjoy it, and I understand. I totally understand that life gets in the way, man. And whenever you can make yourself available, that's the point. And that's why we do this every week, because we know that you can't come every week. If you can, great. If not, no biggie, man. We'll always be here next week. Thank you so much for tuning in, man. William, what is up? Hey, living loud with Andy late Friday night for the win. You're a rock star. Congratulations on your motorcycle license. Chronicles of the Test Bench. You know, I was just talking about that with Justin, and thank you, by the way. Kayla did great. I was so impressed with her. She literally learned how to ride a motorcycle in like weeks and just a few times you know what I mean, like quick. And I feel comfortable her driving down the road, man. She does good. She does really, really good, and she didn't lay it down once. Test bench, though, it's been, you know, since I talked to you guys last on Tuesday, it's just I've been working or sleeping for a few hours, motorcycle course, work, going back to work, you know, and it's here we are. I was at work last night, and I'm like, oh, at least I have tomorrow off. And he's like, oh, well, you're not going live? I'm like, oh my God, it's Thursday. Crap. I gotta go live. I don't get a day off. But I got the plan with it, you know. I still got to get with Scott. He was going to send me some terminal posts just for the battery, and I can kind of get by for now, but it's just kind of literally been on the back burner. I need a power supply. I don't want to build everything with JR's battery. One, I don't know if it's great. Two, it's like doing an install. You don't want to, you know, cut all your wires to shape and then, oh, well, this amp isn't even mine. I'm not going to have it forever, and I'm going to have to redo everything later. So what's the point of, you know, making everything nice? Because I'm going to try to keep a lot of it on camera so you actually see it. Before, you didn't see anything. I mean, you did, and it was kind of in the background, but it wasn't the cleanest. It wasn't the worst either, but just how I want to mount everything and have everything super clean. One step at a time, man. We're going to get there. And it's just, I want it to be really good for you guys, you know, and I want it to look legit. And, man, you know, between that and the Walmart build, which will be coming up very soon. I was just driving that the other day. Sounds really good. I got that dialed in. And, oh, by the way, I think because of playing with the Walmart build with the Pioneer, like the ultimate $250 build, playing with that, knowing, and I feel so bad. A lot of guys comment like, where's part 3? Where's part 3? And I'm like, you can ask me on the live and I could tell you, or here's a comment, and it's like, it's coming, you know. It's a little underwhelming in the bass department, but we seen that walking in. You're doing everything with one thing. The amps, power, and the door speakers, the subs, and it's $250. You got a $20 head unit. The controls are very limited, but the more I dial it in with an equalizer, the better I can get it to sound, but it still kind of is underwhelming for $250, because when I think $250, okay, this thing's going to sound pretty good. It's probably going to be like a 140 dB, maybe, give or take, just because. It's a 12, sealed box, small car. It should be like a 136, 138. Well, it's not going to be, because you're using the other funds to upgrade the mids and highs. With that amount of bass, you almost don't even need to upgrade the mids and highs, because the bass isn't that pronounced where it's washing everything out. But a Geo Metro that has terrible speakers, a terrible head unit, you almost need to. But with like the newer cars of how they are today, you could almost take that power and run it just on the subwoofer, you know, run the Razor, run the Jensen, and run into that sub, and it'll be twice as loud, and the mids and highs will keep up. So it depends which way you look at it. If you're trying to restore a beater from the 90s, yeah, it's the way to go. But if you got like a brand new car, just leave it stock, man. I mean, honestly, the stock speakers keep up with a good, almost to the 140 dB threshold type deal system. You know, the stock speakers keep up. You just got to dial down the bass up front so they don't distort. And 9 chances out of 10, your tweeters go on stock speakers first. I don't know why. It's the tweeters just go. And you can really get a lot out of it in that entry level first step Walmart system. So it just all depends what you're trying to do. But I want to get that video out, try to keep it short and sweet, be able to take it out to metering, you know, and it's just the time and to do it, you know, because I got to take out the laptop, the SPL lab, go out to Walmart, my neighbors. I'm not pushing my luck anymore, even though it's quiet. I just ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. But it's just one thing at a time, you know, and it's been kind of crazy, you know. It's just always something, always something. Getting to it though. Appreciate you always tuning in, William. And I love that Bluetooth bass meter, man. People are gonna love it when they see it. Got Brian Townsend up in here. What is going on, Brian? Dennis the Speed Menace. I like the name, Dennis the Menace. They used to call me that as a kid. I don't take that as you will. For instance, I have a 2-volt output on my touchscreen receiver and added an LC1i. And made a huge difference on my CT-3000. Right, so you have 2-volt output on your touchscreen receiver. Okay, right, like a normal head unit, and added an LC1i and made a huge difference. I think the LC1i, does that have any kind of DSP restoration, like the key lock? But if it does, if it doesn't, that might be the main thing. But at the end of the day, if you get better pre-out voltage, it can just make your dynamic range sound better. When I say dynamic range, I'm just talking literally, you know. If you ever turned your gain up too high and you hear vocals and stuff, you're playing things you don't want, it eliminates that, and it gives you better dynamic range of like when the music is being played at a certain tone, you know, just how it is. If the gain's kind of too high, you get loud and then a little bit louder. But then if you have your gain set right and you got good dynamics, the note that was at that lower note, it'll actually be like a little bit lower, but maybe the same altitude, or the same, maybe a little bit, yeah, a little bit lower. But when it hits that higher one, it'll be that greater difference of how the music is supposed to be recorded and amplified, put to the speaker. And I noticed that there's a huge super chat. I see you, buddy. Thank you guys so much. I've noticed it back in the day when I used to play songs like a Millie or whatever, and they would have, or not even, it was like 3-6 Mafia, and it would have like 3 different basses or 4 different bass kicks in it. And I never really knew that there was so many in there. I thought there was like 1 or 2, because my gain was cranked to the wazoo and you could barely hear that little subtle difference of the bass notes. Yeah, you can hear frequencies, but bass is not just a sine wave. In normal music, it's not. It can be, but it's usually not. And it's just when you have that better dynamic range, you can hear those differences. So when you have an LCI one, if that's what that does, just pre-line out driver, better pre-out voltage, you get better dynamic range. I feel like that's the easiest way to explain it to someone. Gotta get that super chat, man. It's purple. It's purple and it's winking at me. I'm so far behind on the comments. Wow, you guys are awesome. Kevin Lautner, oh my goodness. Kevin, thank you so much, man. The $50 super chat. Andy, here's some love. Hope everyone has a safe and fun weekend. I'm out. Peace. Thank you for just tuning in, man, and being a Patreon and being an awesome guy in the community, man. I can't wait to see you again. Slamology, I know you're right down the road, man. And maybe we'll have to go out for dinner afterwards one of those days. Just for sure. All of us do, too. That's what we could do. We need to do that. That would be awesome, man. You guys are killing it. You guys are killing it. Thank you so much, Kevin. Thank you for bouncing in and bouncing out. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Bubba with the $50 super chat. You guys are nuts. Stop. I'm ending the live now. You guys are getting crazy. Stop. Bubba, thank you with another $50 super chat. God, you guys are nuts. Happy birthday to DIY audio DIY audio guy Justin. I didn't know it was his birthday today. That's awesome, man. Happy birthday, Justin. I know you pop in here when you can, man. Appreciate you guys so much. Happy birthday. I need to jump on the podcast of theirs with him and Toyd. One of these Mondays, I got to tell my dad I can't work just so I can jump on there again. It was a hoot hanging out with those guys. Bubba, thank you so much for the super chat. And Justin, happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. Dude kills it in the YouTube game. YouTube videos are on point. Man, if I did that, that would take so much time and thought. The way he goes through the videos, it's insane, man. But hey, you got to do it. Garrett Claridge, damn. Yo, what is up? Thank you for tuning in again. If you guys don't know this guy, man, his videos are awesome on YouTube. I've been watching him for years. I know a lot of people have. He's got like 70,000 subscribers, if not more. He's the guy that always be blowing up them speakers, man. I don't have the heart to do it, but I'll watch. I will watch every time, man. Appreciate you just being part of this community as well, and watching my shows, man. It's an honor, buddy. Appreciate you tuning in. You guys are awesome, man. Really awesome. Got to send you some kickers. I think you did that one. I think you did one kicker. He usually does home audio more so. But we got a lot of home audio guys here in the comments too. They do both. I know I skipped on a lot of comments. J772. Do you think JLs are the best sounding subs? Well, going from your profile picture, I'm going to say that you do. And, I feel like any sub can sound the best to you, depending how many you heard, what kind of application it's in. Man, JL, I've watched recently, I think it was last week, I watched, Car Audio Fabrication, I forget his name, Mark. His video of his JL tour and seeing what they do and making everything in-house in the United States and how they do it. It's going to be a good sounding sub, walking into Car Audio, you hear the big names, JL, Rockford, Kicker, Sony, if you want to call them, big. I mean, they're big in general, but with Car Audio, they're pretty known too. And, man, JL is great. I've had W3s, I've installed W0s. I did a refoam on a W712. I would love the 13.5, and it's crazy, I think it's a 13.5 Anniversary 3 has the same size coil as the Solo X, but it's Captain instead of aluminum. Listen, I'm not just a kicker guy. I bleed black and yellow for many things and mostly kicker, man. And but at the end of the day, I like a lot of brands. I really do. See, Dub Team knows Garrett. Dub Team knows him. Yes, he is the man. Got another super chat. Man, you guys are killing it. Slow down. Slow down. Just me. What is going on? I seen you at the MBE podcast as well, man. Sorry, Andy. This is all the money I'm going to take from the system rebuild account. That's one thing I don't want to take from you guys is money that you need for something else, because I understand, man. You guys are killing it. Thank you so much, man. Every dollar counts. I just got a YouTube pay from all you guys. Wow. Wow. And man, it's going to go right to the amp dyno for the battery, for everything else. And that's kind of what I was in limbo for. Like, I had some money, but that's the thing. You don't spend your last dollar. You know, if I could tell you anything in life, do not spend your last dollar. I know so many people, they're like, man, I have like $20 to my name. And I'm like, how do you do that? Like, you got to spend a little bit more, spend less, and be a little bit smarter. I know things happen. Trust me, man. I understand 100%. But man, every dollar counts. You don't have to be like the big ballers here, like Kevin and Bubba. But hey, $20, that's a big super chat, man. Thank you so much, Just Me, and thank you for tuning in as always, buddy. Appreciate you, man. I really do. All right. I've been skipping over all these. Matt G, what is up? You were at the MBE podcast as well. My first subs were 2JL10 W3s. You know what? The W3s aren't bad, man. I mean, they're a little bit more pricier. I mean, you can compare it to like a kicker comp of like power and maybe a little bit of performance and how that stuff works. And they work great, man. They really do. David K is here. What is up, buddy? Thank you for tuning in. Man, you guys are nuts. Garrett, you got to show me how to stream like this. Haha, new internet it actually works well. Absolutely, dude. I'll have to have you come on one of these times. You know what? I'm going to have to call you. We'll talk about it. Try to get you on here. I'll show you how to do a couple things, and then you can do your own thing, man. I think it'd be awesome because I know you got loyal fans, man. You got loyal fans, and I think a podcast would be interactive for you. Plus, with your setup of how you got everything, man, you could just be like, hey, give me a minute, guys, and you know, like, oh, we're gonna test this speaker and just blow it up, you know, live. I think that would be perfect. And you got the studio, if you want to call it that. For that, it'd be perfect, man. Bubba, Garrett, I just recently subbed. Really dig your content, man. When I first seen it, I was like, man, this guy's crazy, but I love him. This guy's crazy. He's blowing all these speakers. He's like, you know, it's just like I never had the heart for it. You know, not like I won't. Bubba, you see me, we were cooking that kicker comp RT of yours, but we had to. You know, it's like we just had to. It's not like, oh, well, this speaker could go in someone else's car. Like, it's not. It has a it has a due date or whatever you want to call it. Used by this date on it. It was done for. So we had to try it. We had to see how much power it could handle. Man, you guys are killing it with the super chats. God, DIY audio guy, what is up? If you missed it, happy birthday. Bubba gave you a $50 super chat, well, to me. But for happy birthday for you, man. Thank you for tuning in, man. Appreciate you. Cornut, make it rain with my $2. Yes. Cornut, I don't even want to say. I got that 100 you sent me framed. I ain't kidding, man. I appreciate you so much for everything you do. Hey, and if I need it one day, it's going to be there. But it's like the piggy bank, you know? It's like, oh, we got to break the piggy bank. You don't want to do it, but if you have to, it's there. Thank you so much, man. All your guys' support, man. You guys are nuts. Can't even talk. All these super chats. No, I love it. Matt G, you could buy a sweet PAL sub with this money. And dude, that's exactly right, because that's how much they cost. I've been looking at them. Amazon, man, it's like, what, $19? Maybe a little bit cheaper if you go on Alibaba. And, but right, it's the pile, and it's usually an 8-inch or a 10-inch. I don't think the 12s are that cheap. They might be, but I think they're more like $27. Man, I loved it when Blawpunk were going. I should have picked up a pair of those, man. They were like $20 at one time. But Matt G, thank you for your $20 super chat, man. You guys are killing it. God. I'm skipping over all these comments, getting to the super chats, but that's the point. What's going on? Adam Russell, thank you for tuning in, throwing out your government like that. Andy, SPL Lab, wind measurement, miles per hour, kilometer, algorithm being coded next week into software. You and your views heard it here first. Testing is complete. Listen, guys. Okay, so he already threw out the can of beans out in the air, man. So if you guys want to know what it do at 20 hertz, you know, SPL frequency is all one thing and all, but how fast is the air moving? You know, and it's crazy because you see all these crazy builds with their hair flying back, and to be able to calculate that in a precise way, they're doing it. SPL Lab's going to do it first, and I can't wait, man. Cannot wait. Thank you for tuning in, man. Sorry, my voice is cracking. Just turned 13 the other day. Garrett, hey, I'd put you on my channel, LOL. Sorry, more blowouts to come, car subs too. Absolutely, man, I cannot wait. And hey, if you ever want me on there, I will definitely join you. Thanks for tuning in, man. Truly, again, an honor. Really is. Kayla knows all about Garrett. El Fuego Andy is the family doing the Sesame theme for Kicker. You know, I'm probably going to be doing, I know we're going to be dressing up, which is another thing I got to get ready for tomorrow. Kayla, if you're watching, we got to get their outfits ready. Mr. B picked up one at Goodwill because he liked it. It was like an Iron Man one, but we still need to go out and do that. I mean, we did the whole Incredible thing one time. You know, we did the Halloween theme. The Sesame Street one is a good idea. It really is. I don't know if I'm going to be going out and trick-or-treating, though, with the kids this year. I might literally have Halloween here and give out candy again like we did last year. You know, just because it's a little bit easier. I know the kids want to go out, but they're still kind of young, so it kind of works, and I like being the entertainer. I picked up a second fog machine. We got the whole spooky spider that jumps at you, the backlights, which actually this needs to go back out there. This was actually for Halloween, this blue light sitting down here, for, like, you know, special effects and everything. So it's cool to be able to do that, you know, and have the music going, and I want to do something with Cookie Monster. Park it there, get like the strobe light kind of going on it, turn the blue lights on, and I was thinking about putting a fog machine inside the box, you know, so the smoke's coming out the port, and I think it'd be pretty cool. But I got to take out the Steve Irby signed one and put in this one because Steve Irby signed one is a little bit more valuable to me than just the regular one. So, I don't know. We'll see, El Fuego. We'll see. All right, let me scroll down. David Koslick, out of all the car audio I've done, this house stuff really has me wanting an SPL meter. Dude, get one. The SPL Lab. You could go with the Mini, but just at least get, I mean, I want to tell you to get something that you can clamp, because knowing how much power something takes is so much more, I wouldn't say more important, but it adds so much value compared to just an SPL rating. You know, unless it's something that you just don't care about of how much power it's taken, then you can just get like the regular one or the wireless one, and that's pretty cool too. It's like Bluetooth and you don't have to hook up anything. It's very convenient, but I love knowing how much power something takes because I'm comparing it against something 9 chances out of 10. Dub says, Garrett, yes, please, it's been a while. He just put one out not that long ago. Let me scroll down here. Yeah, thank you guys for all the super chats. You guys are nuts. I'm going to scroll down here for a second. A line driver works with a power conditioner. Blake, a line driver works and a power conditioner is snake oil. Yes. Thanks for tuning in, man. Let me scroll down here. Rob Tremble, what is up? That or Series 1 Fosgate? Yes. Rob, thank you for tuning in. Oh, WO was the Wonder sub. Yeah, I mean, I've never really messed with them enough to hear them, but it's just like I've installed them, put them together, sent them down the road, and they sound pretty good. You know, I wouldn't compare them as a big difference between the W3. W3 can just handle a little bit more, and I think is better, more of a like a sound quality driver compared to so. Blake loves Garrett's channel too. Absolutely, man. It's cool having him here with us tonight, man. Really is. All right, let me scroll down. I know I skipped over a bunch. I'm trying to see if there's anything that I missed. Ronco 160, the low baller 12 and a prefab on the JP8 did a 138.4. By the way, on a tone, just messing around so far. You know, the low baller, I think you were talking about this last time. It's a great sub. If not, it's a great sub. And the JP8, you probably got it wired at 1 ohm. You're probably seeing 400 to 600 watts on that 12, maybe more, clamped. And that's about right for a 12 and a 38.4. You know, that's really... It's hard to get in that 140 range with a 12 unless you're putting a lot of power or you're sacrificing something, you know, or it's just a smaller vehicle and usually it peaks a little bit higher. You know, now every situation is different. but in most cases, you only have so much cone area. You know, I've just seen it. My buddy John Akis, he was trying so hard to get louder, and it's like, man, a 44, 45 on 112 is pretty loud, man. Like, it's just, you're almost reaching of just what that cone area can do, and it's just, you know, I don't know. Just put another 12 back there, and you'll gain a dB or two, if not more, you know, on the same power. But hey, you know, it's a good sounding system, man. All right. Hit that 45-minute mark as usual. Music slows down. Stu says 27 in the chat, 19 likes. Come on, guys, hit the button. I know, please smash the like button. It means a lot to me. I go check after the show, you know, like I say all the time. I just want to see, you know, what kind of content people like. More of like the freestyle, just answering your comments. You know, maybe not so interesting topics, but more interaction compared to interesting topics and which way to go about things. And I kind of, you know, I got it down as much as I can with what I'm able to do. You know, given the Kicking It with Andy, the Unmasked After Show, and then the Friday shows, you know, and just kind of seeing what works, what doesn't, and, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, appreciate that, and thank you, Stu, so much. And Stu's always helping out in my Discord and helping out the guys with the questions and the answers. If you guys don't know what Discord is, go check my About section, click it, download the app, and then we'll guide you from there, man. Oh, man, let me scroll down here. Can't forget about the 14.4 Talk Discord chat either. If you want some crazy shenanigans, got to talk to Deviant. Deviant always be dropping that link. Invite only. Let me scroll down here. Happy birthday, Justin. Yes, happy birthday, Justin. Man, he keeps turning 29 every time I see him. That's what he told me last year. 29. Oh, 35. 35. Oh, no, I thought you lying to me again? Lying to me? Come on, man. Adam from SPL Lab. I have an SPL Lab in stock on me. If you are from here, let me know. Andy Show, I'll add free shipping on any SPL Lab. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Yeah, if you guys want to pick up an SPL Lab meter, just tell him that you saw it live here, folks, and he'll get you free shipping, man. I think that's awesome for Adam to do. Thanks, man. And that's awesome for the guys watching. Listen, get an SPL Lab. You guys see what I do with it. It's the most flexible SPL meter you can get. And even when you don't know what you're going to do with it, you'll find reasons to use it. And you can use it for a lot of things, man. You really can. You really can. It's not just for car audio competition, man. It's not a toy that you'll never run out of possibilities with. Ronco 160 finally got my 2003 15-inch mats. Juggernaut back. I haven't seen it in about 15 years. Money we spend for nostalgia, man. You know what? And that's the ticket, man. Because you kind of want that. You want that certain woofer. You know, that's why whenever I got my hands on a Solo X, I kind of never turned away. One, it was just a huge driver that I had no idea what to do with. Like, this thing is 5,000 RMS, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. You know, and I always wanted something like that. Like that driver, I tried to buy it, couldn't get it. You know, and if it was like kind of anything else in that realm, for the nostalgia that would be worth the money, you know, of buying something just because, would be a Warhorse or like a Jackhammer, something just stupid crazy, you know, of that nostalgia, you know, era. Maybe the gold letters, just to say that I have gold letters because I am the kicker guy, you know, and it's just like, that is what people want, and they will pay for it because of nostalgia. They were around the days when maybe you were young and you couldn't afford it. You're all grown up with adult money, you want to buy the things you couldn't, you know, so hey, it happens. Or it's just something you had back in the day and it ran great, and maybe you sold it because, hey, man, maybe I don't need this, and you sold it and then you never forgot it. It happens a lot of different ways, man. Having a pretty good show tonight. I'm having an awesome time. Thank you, Will. Man, you're too nice, man. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you for always tuning in as well. Appreciate you guys. Really, really do. Dub Team says, Garrett in the Discord, yo. Oh, no way. Dev send Garrett an invite. Yes, yes. We need him. Deviant for life. Anyone wants to join the legendary 14.4 Talk Discord? Search Deviant for life, hashtag 7472, and add me as a friend. We got decals, Andy rules, and happy birthday, Justin. Thank you, Deviant. You know, the Discord has really spun off some tires for a lot of things to unravel, and, you know, it's just cool to be able to have something like that where we can all, you know, hang out and talk about things after the shows whenever we can, and, you know, whatever it just may be. And it's awesome that you have the 14.4 Talk. Started it all, man. Appreciate you so much for tuning in and being a Patreon and your usual weekly public service announcements. I know there was that one week you missed, but we're not going to go there. But I appreciate you nonetheless, man. Thank you for doing everything that you do. RGA, I mean, this is definitely not RGA. This is not RGA at all. I don't know who RGA is. It's kind of funny switching equipment doesn't often net the expected impacts, but when it does, it's a sweet thing. Absolutely, man, you know, and it's just, that comes down to experience and trial and error, you know, of trying different things and keeping an open mind just so that you do try new things. And, you know, that's like lesson learned, you know, and it's like some lessons are free and some cost some money. It depends, but that's the point of life. It's the point of life. And the more you know, the more you can help other people, man. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in, RGA. Love your words of wisdom, buddy. Frank Urbine, what is going on? Again, thank you for tuning in. I really like my Gately box. You know, I almost want to pick one up. He actually has one for an L78, which would be great for this, a Gately box. Maybe we can even just sit it right here and it would match the living lounge with Andy. I think that would be pretty good. Actually put it in a car and actually meter it and everything. I think that'd be awesome. But a Gately box, man, they are beautiful. Garrett is officially in, figured it out. Awesome. Awesome. Absolutely, RGA. Absolutely. All right, let me see if there's anything else that Okay. Matt G. Had a couple co-workers ride with me to dinner. My two Scar DDX12s blue. They're mine in that Gately box. Can't wait to get my X12 V3s in that box. You know, the Gately box, or you have the different way. What box do you have? You don't have the Gately box, do you? No. Yeah, Gately box. In the Gately box. Was the Gately box designed for the DDXs or the X12Vs? Why I say that, it's just different airspace and port values and stuff like that. But will it work? Sure, it should work. As long as the mounting and, you know, all that kind of cutout stuff is fine, it should be good. But I feel like, you know, maybe a little bit more power. I think you had, what was it, the 3,000 watt amp you had on there? Should be okay, but you got XV3s, man. They're going to want all that power and a little bit more, and maybe the box isn't quite as ideal as it could be unless you got one designed for the XV3s, and even then, you still might want a little bit more power and then your electrical, because you got subs. Listen to me. You can have a big amp and small subs or smaller subs, but say you got subs that can actually handle all that power that amp's giving out. Next thing you know, you're clipping more, and next thing you know, from clipping more, you're pulling more current, and two, you're playing that louder and longer because the subs can handle that amount of power constantly, and now you're pulling more electrical than you were averagely just because the subs can handle more. If you got two 12s back there that can't handle that much power, you know, you're not playing it as long. You start smelling stinky, you pull it down. Well, those subs aren't ever going to go stinky on you, and you're just going to be constantly playing it. So you got to make sure your electrical's stout. Otherwise, you're going to run into more issues down the road. If you ever need any help, man, you know we're there to help you out, buddy. Appreciate you tuning in. All right, let me scroll down. Can't believe it's Justin's birthday, and Sunday is actually the anniversary of Kicker Unmasked. Sunday, October 23rd. of like, the actual Unmasked, the 10 episode, not 10 episodes, but the 5-hour broadcast with Derek and Exo and Rob and Steve Barber and Travis Young, and it's just, I love that show. I wish they would do it again. I know 5 hours is a lot, but Ernie, hear me out. I don't know. I mean, you guys are going live every other week now. So maybe a 5-hour broadcast, 3-hour broadcast. I know it's a lot. I'll help you out. Get John on there and Aaron. I'll hang out in the green room unless you need me, That'd be awesome. Diabetes. All right, cool. Well, we're almost at that hour mark. No sense of pushing it. Let me just see if there's any other comments, and we'll get this thing going here. So I'll see you guys Tuesday too. And I got to prep for Kicking with Andy. If you guys got any, I might throw a post in the Discord or maybe on the YouTube here so everyone can see it. Topics for the next Kicking It with Andy show. I may pick from it, I may not, but I may pick from it in a future date. I know Deviant gave a very good topic 2 shows ago. Kayla gave her idea for the last one, which threw me down a lot of rabbit holes. Thanks, babe. But it's not like I can't think of them, but I'd like to hear from you guys too to get that outside opinion, rather than just what I think. And that's the point of what we do here, man. Matt G, oh yes, with the Gately box 212s, it's 4.75. The DDX likes bigger boxes, but it's supposed to be a great fit for the XV3 according to Drew Jones. Okay, well, it should be okay. If the DDX like bigger boxes, what you got to look at is, the internal airspace before the port and how big the port is, the tuning of the port and the length of the port, and then the ratio compared to the port and the enclosure, because just different ports. You can have the same tuning, but then the port might be shorter and skinnier rather than longer and wider, and just to get that same tuning. So you kind of have to look at that, and then port space to port area compared to enclosure ratios. I look at that. I think it's very important, depending what you're running. But with a Gately box, I feel like it gives you a lot of cushion of what will work. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, this thing is, meant for this and that only, and it's got a real small port, and it's a big box, so you can hammer some lows. Like, I think it's going to be a little bit on that medium side, especially with the XV3s. 4.75 isn't very big, especially for drivers that are moving that much cone area, just how they're designed. The Sundown X, the L7X, that kind of stuff where it's just got a lot of board stroke. It's got a lot of stroke, and, it's just how they work. It's weird, and like the DDX, they're smaller subs, but they want a bigger enclosure because they're a lighter driver, or how the suspension is designed in a way where they like that big enclosure and maybe a little bit smaller of a port area, versus the Sundown X might want a smaller ported enclosure but with more port area, and just how those mechanics and how all that kind of stuff works with car audio. I have no idea, but I just know it does it. I don't know why exactly, but just more experience, hearing from people's experiences of what they're doing, and doing some calculations on my own and research, YouTube, Google, Reddit, everything, man. I take information and I try it out, and I do different things. I see people in the lanes trying this and doing that, and why is this working and why is this not? But I feel like you're going to get a good representation of what those Sundown X V3s are going to do in that box. But always look towards, hey, maybe I need a little bit more power to make up the box discrepancy of maybe it's not ideal for it, but is it going to work? It probably should. 4.75, that's what, 2.35, 2.38, 2.375 per sub. I mean, that sounds like a lot. So I feel like you're okay, but you got sub displacement taking up a little bit of that. I don't know if that's with the port or if that's including the port. Some calculators, they include the port, so then you actually have less airspace than you think you do. and the port, like I was saying, the port size, how big is that port? That port area might be okay, or that airspace might be okay, but the port might not be big enough, and you might want to throw more power so that you can build more pressure, or maybe you need the port smaller. You're just how these things work. It's insane, man. It really is, and it'll make you go nuts. It really will. I hope it sounds good. I really do. I'm being a Debbie Downer. I'm sorry. I just hope it sounds good for you. You might want more power, just because. Who rides in the truck bed? Not me. Cool. Awesome. Uh-oh. Rabbit hole. I seen it. Rabbit hole. The term lab is based off the audio control meter at a 7 dB deviation. Oh. So, wait a minute. I remember asking you about this with this last show that I was doing about, if there was any kind of adjustment done compared to weighting. So if audio control meter, so it's the same thing as the audio control meter, but a 7 dB deviation difference. Oh, that is a rabbit hole. You know what? I think that's more of a conversation for you and I rather than the entire universe and the internet. But you know what? I love learning about things like that, the intricacy, how things work, and what makes maybe one thing better than the other. Pros and cons, man. And hey, that would be awesome. Thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate you. Really do. All right, cool. Oh my God, the saga continues till next episode of Let's Spend Baba's Money. Haha, exactly, dude. I wish I could have joined you guys. Of course, always working. But we're gonna get you there, Baba. We really will, and we'll get you loud. We'll give you that more that you've been looking for, and one step at a time, man. Stick with the kicker. Just stick with it. I'm telling you. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to end it on that. We're a little bit over an hour. Not really, kind of, sort of. But I'll see you guys Tuesday, and try to have a good weekend. Stay warm. I think it's actually going to warm up a little bit compared to the last few days. It was freezing out, man. I rode that motorcycle to work last night, and it was like 38 to 45 degrees. But I'm like, I got my license. I can ride at night. I love riding at night with my moped. Now I can do it with a motorcycle. I'm doing it. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys Tuesday, and as always, stay living loud. Matt coming in early. Matt coming in real early with the 199 super sticker. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate you, buddy. And you know what? The old caboose comes in style. We're going to end it on that. I'll see you guys next week. See you guys. 14.4.